Well, this entertainment mecca opened back in 2009. It seats 80,000 but has a standing room capacity north of 100K, and we are pushing that today at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Set for football now at AT&T Stadium. Brandon Aubrey has the honors, and we are underway here in Arlington. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Now it's Jackson. He dumps it off for Henry. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Throwing is Jackson.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Malik Hooker.
And the Cowboys are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive.
They went for the deep shot early, and that's fine, but I don't think it was the right target to throw it to. You had 3 other guys sprinting downfield, and I thought 2 of them were open. Could have avoided an interception there by attacking a different player in coverage.
So Prescott at their own 43. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Prescott now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now Prescott. And this is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 40 yards. And the Cowboys take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Now Mike McCarthy saying, let's go for 2. Prescott, they're going to throw for it. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2. So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Jackson now. Escaping the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack. Second and 11. Jackson. This one into the hands of Aguilar. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, 48 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away now from moving out in front. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Prescott to throw it. And got his man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. After one, a one-point game, 7-6. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Here's Prescott. Flushed out right. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Odafe Oweh showing off the pass rush skills. He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in this?
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Odafe Oweh. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. Now 2nd and 5. Oh, design run for their wideout. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. Here's Jackson to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to... That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead. Aubrey good with a PAT. And that gives him a 3-point lead. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, our ball. I mean, I don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. Now Jackson. Bateman's got it on the crossing route here. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore first. Running from the gun with Henry. Credit the tackle there to Jordan Lewis. 2nd and 5. To throw is Jackson. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 36 yards. And the Ravens will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Tucker with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. To throw is Prescott. Just keeping the play alive. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Prescott.
That one down the field for Ferguson. And that's caught inside the 30. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. A big play there just before halftime. And even 40 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Final play of the half, Prescott. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this one is incomplete. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. Kevontae Turpin now to return. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 44-yard line. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a 1st. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Play action now, Prescott. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by Trenton Simpson. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the 4th quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Here's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Isaiah Likely, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
On the return, this is Turpin. And with a well-placed kickoff, that's what these new rules can do for you, as he'll be backed up to start this drive.
Only able to get it to the 2-yard line on his return. Not going to make a lot of friends on your team when you only get it that far.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They're inching closer and closer here to the wrong goal line.
When you're backed up like that, all you're trying to do is make sure you don't give up a big play, right? You don't miss an assignment that really gets you into more trouble.
Out of his end zone, Prescott buying time to his left. He finds his man complete. It's Ferguson.
Look at the big fella go. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down at the 25-yard line.
A big play there on the catch and run. 74 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field-flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver or that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's...
Don't make no mistakes out there, offense.
On play action, Prescott eluding the pressure right. And his throw here is incomplete.
Pardon, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Looking to throw, Prescott. Escaping the pressure right.
And Prescott, his third interception. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And the Ravens are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
Second down, they go again with Henry.
And he's up past the 10 to about the 12.
2 yards still to go. Third down now.
Now it's Jackson. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And this ball's going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Being chased out left. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
Time becoming a factor, down 2 scores, though they have 2 timeouts and, of course, the 2-minute warning to work with as well.
Prescott. Forced out to his left. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Prescott now.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game.
And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Now Dak.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. So certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion. Dancing to his left. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go, Tim.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
And that's a tired defense out on the field right now. They desperately need a stop to get the ball back to their offense, but they're having trouble getting that done. Another gut-wrenching run right there.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. Inside handoff, Henry. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Trying a little razzle-dazzle on 3rd and short. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will...
It's the only fan-owned franchise here in the NFL. And tens of thousands of those fans have their cheese heads on and have filled the stands of historic Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And Tucker has this all teed up. And away we go from Wisconsin. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Love throwing to start us off. It's intercepted on the first play of the game. Nate Wiggins has got it. And it's a pick six as he runs it in for the touchdown. So on our opening drive, Brock, we've got a big defensive highlight already as the pick six starts off our scoring.
This is a defense who isn't hiding how they're approaching this game. They want to be disruptive. They aren't afraid to be aggressive. Can be a risky mentality to have. Boy, can it set a tone early.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. Jaden Reed to return this. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up.
Ready.
Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
Let's put 6 on the board, fellas. Come on, set.
Love out of the shotgun. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Throwing, Love. This is on target to Christian Watson. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Escapes the pocket. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be first down, Packers.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Let's go.
Here's Love. It's cut right side by Watson. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And he will score. Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers cut it to a lone point on the scoreboard. Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him in coverage, but stopping a tight end near the end zone is anything but simple with how deceptively good they are as route runners and finding that football when it arrives.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Returning from the 18-yard line. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he found some running room for a nice gain. That's the rookie from Texas A&M who took him down. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Running once more with Henry. And they take him down after just a small gain on the final play of the... Back at beginning of the 2nd quarter, Ravens in possession. They're looking at first down here. From the gun, Jackson. Finds his man, it's Rashad Bateman. And that's good for a gain of 5. Andrew and Cooper there to make the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Finds him over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Out of the gun, Henry. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Offense in the hurry up here. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
3rd and long for him here. Andrews with the catch. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. We're to the 2-minute warning from Lambeau. It's the Ravens looking at 4th and 9. Ravens calling on Justin Tucker for the field goal. Ball spotted on the left hash, 49 yards out. Bullock's kick is good. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Love from the gun. He's on the move. Great work by the coverage downfield. Buys him enough time to catch him outside the pocket. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
These quarterbacks are so good with their clock in their head between the tackles. But you get outside the pocket, and you've got to have that same ability. If you hesitate for a defenses with their speed at this level, they'll find a way to bring you to the ground.
Forced out to his right. Into the hands of Romeo Dobbs. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Shotgun now for Love. Searches from the pocket. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it'll be 2nd down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line.
It's another 1st half mistake. He's intercepted again. Brandon Stevens has it. And the Ravens have it down near the opposing 40 after the return is stopped.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And he takes this down to around the 39 before he stopped. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. They'll run now on 2nd down. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They've got 1st down from the 31. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Escapes the pocket. And what a hit there. Ouch, she faced the press for moving the chains that time. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Putting a receiver in motion. Now it's Lamar. He's on the move. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. On now is McManus to kick this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Lamar. The screen pass falls incomplete. This one intended for the running back. And we'll see what they do here on second down.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Throwing again is Lamar. Complete, Derrick Henry. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Offense up to the line fast. Throwing now on first down, it's Jackson. He'll get this to Henry. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Brought down by Quay Walker. Working quickly here. Lamar throwing again. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Running out of the gun with Mitchell. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Put some respect on that corner's name. Corners aren't just on that field to cover. They can hit, and they can create tackles for loss, too.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From the pistol, here's Love. Flush down out to his left. Now he takes it, and he'll be out of bounds right along the 40. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that first down anyway.
Running on first here with Jacobs. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
On second down, Jacobs. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back.
Catch is made down the right sideline. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Shotgun give now to Jacobs. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here's Love to throw. Has it down close. It's a Green Bay touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired. But that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
That one splits the uprights. And the Packers take a 4-point lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
The Ravens take over first down at their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30. Lamar now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them. Trying again following the sack. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Quay Walker in to pick it off. And the Packers take over after returning it inside the red zone.
Going down the middle, as you can see, you're giving them a real chance at making that pick. Might be a case of trying to force one where he shouldn't have. And you're sure hoping as a quarterback you learn your lesson on that one.
Drive starts out with a first and 10.
Here we go.
Love out of the shotgun. And he'll take this one in for the Green Bay touchdown. The Packers parlay the interception into points. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this two-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
On now is McManus to kick this away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30.
The Ravens take over first down at their own 30-yard line.
They're out and set, first and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, both ends of their defense nearly came away with a huge play. Another step, and they sacked the quarterback. But even still, the hit altered the throw and almost set up a takeaway.
Second and 10 now. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Back to throw. Here's Jackson. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
It's a gain of 25 yards. First down.
On first down, Jackson. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Offense in the hurry up here. Another try following the sack. Getting out to his left. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Third and 2. Here's Jackson. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Offense up to the line fast. Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Green Bay. Packers up by 11. A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. First and 10 coming up. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Taking a deep shot here. They connect on the deep shot. Touchdown, Green Bay. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes he
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. First carry now for David Montgomery. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's 2nd down.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working. But how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Play action. It's Goff. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
I like his awareness in the pocket there. Nowhere to go with the football, so instead of forcing it to the sideline, he's just going to put this one into the harbor and live to fight another down without getting wet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. 3rd and 19. From the gun, here's Goff. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. He'll buy some time right. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Able to power through. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. To throw is Jackson. This will go to Henry out wide. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. With a juke. Tackle made that time by Aleem McNeil.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
A quick throw, but incomplete.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
That's into the hands of Flowers over the middle. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 12-yard line. Jackson. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That one a first down pickup of 8. A man who was the Georgia State High School Player of the Year in 2020. Here's Jahmyr Gibbs. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. A great move by Montgomery. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. He couldn't get the edge there. It wasn't sealed, so maybe not all on the guy running the football all the time on those tosses and the pitches that go to the outside.
No, not at all. I would agree with that totally, because sometimes the defensive guys, they win the edge battle. And when they do that, there's no place for the running back to go, and especially for offensive linemen trying to get out ahead. With their footwork and speed, it was negligible on that play. No gain at all for the offense.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Goff now looking to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
It's been a tough goal for him. These guys have been driving down the field. But defensively, once he got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do they...
That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Jack Campbell with a pick.
And he'll take this back down inside the 20.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost?
More offense at the line, set to get going.
They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Henry up the middle. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it.
And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
In motion goes Patrick.
After the interception, here's Goff. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Here's Goff.
Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
And he gets it down to the 32. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
3rd down and 1.
Now Goff.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Goff now looks to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Now a 2nd and 10.
To the air again. Goff. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
A shotgun snap for Goff. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Goff throwing again. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight, and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll start the drive here with an end around. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Just the 1 touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
From the gun, Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Here's Jackson to throw. That ball's caught. Aguilar right, and I think the ball's out. And this is scooped up by the Lions.
So that is not the way you want to begin the half when you're only up by 1 score. A turnover right away.
And my guess that in the locker room, that's what the defensive coordinator the other side was saying. We've got to find a way to get the football back for our offense. And they were able to do it.
Now a give running right is Montgomery. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
64 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? 5 defensive
DBs.
backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? They call it a
Double it.
a dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there. They'll try to run wide side with Montgomery. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
Doesn't take any great analysis on my part. It's been pretty obvious. Last couple of plays, these guys have been going in the wrong direction.
Offensive line overwhelmed on those plays. Now, I think it's safe to say going to the air here on 3rd. Out of the gun. Goff. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
Jahmyr Gibbs,
27 yards. And the Lions are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Extra point attempt to come here. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here?
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
When that ball popped free, we can hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle.
For the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here.
Goff now to throw. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Gibbs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. To throw is Goff.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. Only 2 on the screen pass, so it'll be 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a... One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he'll be taken down, but he doesn't. First down yardage. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving.
A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10.
Again, Goff.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Finds Gibbs on a check down.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jahmyr Gibbs,
his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Lions have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. A late turnover so often the difference in a ball game, and here the turnover leads to the go-ahead touchdown.
So repeat after me, partner. You have to take care of the football. In order to protect a lead, you must take care of the football. Ball security. How many times do they have to say it? They've been preaching it since day one of camp, and it came back to bite them right there.
Goff looking to throw. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points, and that helps. That gives him a 7-point lead. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, 70 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play. And just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well. Because if I'm the defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Off play action. Here's Goff. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far as a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Back to throw. Goff. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Here's Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Now Goff. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st. And they are knocking on the door of field goal range now.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game. And there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it. And no adjustment has been made to take it away.
He'll get this one to Patrick.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
They'll run with Gibbs.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game.
Here now, 2nd and goal. Montgomery is into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions.
And this is a time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with the touchdown run to take the lead.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So now here come the Lions up to go for 2.
The Lions will set up for the 2-point conversion.
Goff now to throw. And he is into the end zone. The conversion attempt is good, and that'll give him an 8-point lead here in the 4th. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. This is 1st and 10. Throwing, Jackson.
Flushed out right. And some room to run now.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a 1-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
A little more than 40 seconds to play. Now 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson.
Flush to his right. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other.
I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on him after his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
Jackson. That's going deep for Bateman.
And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions have just about sewn up this football game.
Well, you can see what they were trying to do. Just send those guys out there to make a play, but that is a costly interception.
Yeah, that's kind of like the backyard. Everybody go deep, and let's see if we can find someone. 4 verticals in the route. Any other time of the game, I love the call. But here, you're not going to hold safeties. You're not going to hold corners with any looks because they know what the situation is. Ends up throwing the interception.
He finds his man, complete. It's Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
Goff. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs.
And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That 1st down going to be enough to write a finish to this one.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
2nd down and 8.
Goff going to throw it. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the